through the same thing. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to In Love with Love podcast. I am Anja with my faithful
Hey,
host.
Nicole.
Yes, and we are here with a super duper
I'm so excited.
special guest.
Queen Sheba.
This is Queen Sheba. I'm going to jump in because I'm so excited. I have to tell you. Okay, so I have to tell you the background, guys. And I know y'all can't see me on IG, but so here's the thing. I know you. You don't know me.
Okay.
But believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I am a spoken word artist.
Okay.
So I'm not actively out there like I was. Many years ago, I was out there, and I came to an event that you were hosting at the Apache Cafe.
Okay.
And it was like my 35th, 6th, 7th birthday. I don't know. And it was like, where are my friends? Like, I was just feeling like, the worst. But I went ahead and I just said, I'm going to have a little small group of people or whatever.
Okay.
And so I had to call and reserve a table and everything.
Okay.
And I think I spoke to you.
Okay.
And I don't remember the details because this was like 10 years ago.
Okay.
Years ago. But
Okay.
what I do remember, and it's just like what the great Maya Angelou said, like, you might not remember what people say, what people do, but you will certainly remember how they make you feel. And I'm being sincere. To this day, because I told Andra, right? I said, I remember how Queen Sheila, she made me feel like I was so special. It was my birthday. You didn't even know me, but I don't know if it's coming back. But you bought like a balloons and things, some cupcakes, and you were like, "Where's Nicole? Like, is she here?" That was so sweet of you. So because you did that, I'm returning the favor. I bought you some cupcakes.
Hey, I love food. Food is my joint.
And I just wanted to appreciate you for making me.
And it's my birthday in a couple weeks,
So special.
yes.
They're green.
And, oh my God, we're all matching. This is beautiful, y'all. Look at this.
We're all matching.
We're all matching. Yes, thank you so much. This is amazing. I'm gonna eat all of these today. Yes, gluten is my friend.
Oh my gosh. So here again, guys, we are super excited to have Queen Sheba. Like I said, she's a phenomenal spoken word artist. I mean, just reading her bio, a prolific like professor, lover of the arts, like and I'm sure she can share so many other things. I was reading your website bio and I was just so impressed, like your journey and your we want to delve into like some of the struggles, but the strength that came from the struggles.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, first of all, I told her today, when she sat down and stuff like that, I was like, Sheba. She was like, I was like, you are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And it's true. She said that's what happens when you're happy. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what happiness does.
yeah. So what has your journey to happiness look like?
Oh, it's definitely been a lot of self-reflection, self-aware, and self-accountability. Yeah,
That's a good one.
self-accountability. Yeah, if you don't tell you where you went wrong, then you're lying to yourself.
Come on.
Yeah. So I've had a very dynamic last few years. A lot of my friends and followers know I had a partner that passed away a year and a half ago, and we give thanks. Life happens. And it was tough. But I definitely was in therapy. I was going through therapy. Plus, it was COVID. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I was just telling a friend of mine last night that I realized after she had passed away that I was really messed up, I saw life differently, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to show up more for my friends today. So now I'm living by this mantra of 40, 40, 40. It doesn't have anything to do with my age. I just came up with a number.
Okay.
I was just like, you don't know if you have 40 seconds, 40 days, 40 weeks, or 40 years. You just don't know what you have. And so it's really important to show the people that are important to you that they're important to you. And everybody's not perfect. They're not going to receive it the way that you want them to all the time. And it's also important to remove yourself from toxic friendships, family, fans, anything that, that weighs you down. They may not even know, but if you know that something is weighing you down, it's your responsibility to move around it. And, my therapist and some very healthy friends have always told me, it's the way you respond to things. It's not always what people do to you, but it's also on how you respond to what they do to you. So, I've been finding happiness in myself. And the biggest thing is me learning that I am enough. I used to lie all the time. I used to lie about my age. I used to, just feel like whatever I was doing just wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough. And I came into like, I'm good enough. Whatever I am, whoever I am, wherever I am today, I'm good enough.
Can I jump in and ask like where, like, because I can relate to like as early as I can remember. I'm talking about like probably 7 or 8, like hating everything about me.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
My name, my skin tone, like I was too fat, all of these things.
Yeah.
So I can really relate to that. Like for you, when's the earliest time you can remember struggling with that?
My whole life. I struggled with my weight my entire life. A lot of my followers know that I have been an adult athlete, hence the be falling off the bike on Sunday. Yeah. So I've been an athlete and an adult athlete forever, ever. Mm-hmm. And my parents encouraged me and my brothers to get into sports in the summertime to keep us active and busy. So they were like, all right, you can choose whatever you want to do, but you got to choose something every summer. Yeah. So I was always really wide. I'm biracial. So I have my mother's German and Cherokee, so I have really wide shoulders. I do have like bushy curly hair, but I didn't get the like long Alicia Keys hair. And you always think the grass is greener, right? You're like, oh, I want the long curly Alicia Keys hair. Like my hair went out instead of down. Yeah. And just, not having a butt. I was always made fun of. I was never black enough.
I can relate to this.
These are real things. I've been made. Even adults to this day comment on me not having a butt. I was like, sorry, not having a butt. Right. And I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all? We are now in our 40s. Does it matter if I don't have a butt? And so I hated
the things that we place so much importance on. Really,
yes.
Right.
Yes. It's so interesting. So I do want to slip in and be honest, and be fully transparent. So last December, I decided to have a mommy makeover. I took myself to DR and my friends are like, you went by yourself? And I was like, I went by myself. I went by myself. Wow. And so I got a tummy tuck. I got my chin done, whatever and the 360 lipo. Okay. And there was a little bit of a health scare. I had to get 2 blood transfusions. Yeah, I know, right? Like you're in a whole nother country.
That's a big
Yeah, so I wrote a book. It's not finished. I'm writing a book. I took all my notes, research, interviews while I was down there for the month I was down there. And the book is called The Day I Almost Died in DR. And, it just talks about, I know people are still going to go. It doesn't discourage people from going, but it encourages women. And I'll get to that in a second. And men have more plastic surgery than we know about because it's not something they post about all the time, right? It's not as acceptable. It's a secret, right? Yeah. So it doesn't discourage people from doing it. It just tells them, do your research. Like, don't just click on a couple pictures on Instagram. Do your research on your doctor. Do your research on your hospital. Do your research on what you really want to have done and what's going to make you happy. And so I came back with a mommy makeover, and a guy friend of mine got a breast reduction, and I was just like, boy, this is not the same scenario. Like men do not talk about it. And it's they just don't want anybody to know. And I just tell people post their before pictures, they post their after pictures, but there's so much in between. So much in between. So much in between.
Isn't that a commentary on life?
Yes, so much in between.
Yes.
So you gotta let your family know that you're getting this major surgery. You can't move as fast. For the first month, you're like bent over. It's crazy. Oh, wow. It's really crazy. So
how did you feel in the wake of the young lady that passed away?
What do you mean?
I don't remember. Just experiencing what you experienced. What is the young lady's name that passed away? She was 32 and
yes. DC Young Flies.
Mm-hmm.
His
baby mama, yes.
Wife, mother of children. Mm-hmm. What is her name? Oh my God.
Jackie O.
Jackie O. Thank you.
Yes.
it was interesting watching the pictures of her leading up to her getting the mommy makeover and then passing away. She was hiding herself. She was hiding herself behind her friends. She was
Are you serious? Like literally hiding?
Yeah. Like she, like if the three of us were taking a picture, she would stand behind one of her friends. She was kind of like a couple pictures. She was like had her arm over like her stomach area, and I was like, it's so jacked up how much we let social media and influence of our friends and our families and their opinions influence what we feel about ourselves.
And we were just talking about this, Andra, weren't we? Like it's sometimes it seems like we as a people, like people of color, emphasize it even more.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this because that's one place where we have felt like we've had value in a sense. So
and
we
that's
can never
historical.
be as thin.
That is historical.
Yeah. We can never be as thin as just say like white women. They have a different beauty standard, but if I can have body, I'm not just
that's true.
If I can have body, never.
And I got a butt, right?
Smile,
like, right,
all of those
right.
things. And my next question was for you because you said like it's messed up how Instagram has done this, but I feel like Instagram has really just enhanced what was already there.
Yes, true. And I was gonna say, let's be very clear. White people have been doing this way before us, long before lip injections, and because they want to look like us.
Yeah,
they want to look like us, and ours is that let me be thinner, let me be, whatever the more attractive is. And I think a lot of it comes from the matriarchal society. Like we're allowing men to say, oh, let's have a bigger butt. Lil Wayne, I think, even has a line that says, if you don't have an A, you don't have S. And I'm just like, if you don't have wits, what is wrong with you? Like, come on, guys. Like, and it's saying like, okay, we don't feel good enough. And mine definitely was, I was tired of my body. Mine was, I had been working out since 2009. Yeah. Cardio, everything. I did have a son. I have a son, and I had a C-section, and my muscles never went back. Yeah. And so when I talked to my doctor continuously, she was like, there was nothing you could do. You could have done cardio for the rest of your life, and you would have never snatched back on your own. So her being able to bring those muscles back together, give me just some leverage to get my body to the way that I want it to. So it's Jackie O was such a sad story, and the same with Kanye's mom. It's the pressure of, hey, and she had 3 children with DC Young Fly, so maybe, and I obviously don't know, but maybe she was feeling like, I want to be back snatched the way I was before my children.
Sure
and we always think about the competition.
The competition.
To compete or stay up and be compared to.
Yeah. But I definitely want to encourage the people that are watching this to, it's okay if you get the surgery, do your research, do what makes you happy, and don't worry about, but people are going to talk anyway, regardless. I think SZA just got a new butt, and the comments were just like, it was like a shopping cart. They were like, oh, she got the same butt as so-and-so. It was just it was just like, they were talking about something that she bought offline or something. It was just like, it's just so insane right now. But
obsession.
Obsession.
Everybody's obsessed with everybody else's body.
Yeah, obsession.
Okay, I have a question. When do you think? And I was watching the documentary recently on video vixens from the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. Remember, because when they came out, it was like, so we had the video girls back in the 80s and the 90s, and they were like, they were cute. Yeah. They were like the Model-S type, but then you had these video vixens that just was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. They were exotic looking, and I'm talking about all kind of shades. Yeah. They had bodies like you knew they were working out, and that changed the trajectory for a lot of young minds, especially I was in high
school. Do you remember when Beyonce did and she said it, I don't know if it was part of the video or part of like an interview background of the video, when she did Crazy in Love, I think. I might be getting the wrong video, but she said when she did her dance tryout, she picked the thick women on purpose because she wanted real women in the video. Like it was time past for that skinny, starve yourself look.
Talking about that video today? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. She was just like, hey, we don't need to starve ourselves anymore. We're built this way. This is the way we look, and we should celebrate this. And I thought that was a really pivotal moment for for a major artist to say that it for millions of people to watch.
What I have to say too is give credit to you, artists like yourself who have a platform and write books like you're saying you're writing, to just consider, because what I could see happening is now it goes the opposite way. So someone's always going to be like, well, I don't have a body like that. As healthy as I am, as much as I try to eat, I don't have the butt. I don't have this, that. So just learning to embrace where you are. And, you always work to improve yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
But how can we love ourselves where we are?
But also, what is improvement?
Improvement is subjective, and improvement is, and that's why I say do what makes you happy.
Right.
Because if we listen to the outside, I wanted the tummy tuck. I wanted the 360 lipo, and I was like, I'm gonna do it regardless what happens. But I also know that you have to eat right afterwards. Yeah. You have to work out. You have to continue a healthy lifestyle. Otherwise, you're blowing your money and blowing the possibility of you being a fatality on the table.
Truth.
So if you survive this, you're getting a lease on your life and saying, hey, now improve based on what you think improvement is. Right. So yeah, that's a very good question. Like, what is it, and who's the scale of improvement?
Who's the scale of improvement? Because it always changes, like we said.
It always changes.
I think about it as just having ongoing dialogue. Dialogue is hopefully going to be healthy at some point. So just considering it, thinking about it, like you said, consider it. Weigh all the options.
And get therapy. And I tell people, you don't have to have a therapist for years and years and years. Get a therapist before you go, somebody to talk to while you're there, and definitely the first 6 months afterwards. The first 6 months afterwards is the most healing time, the most time that you're going to need help and support if you get major surgery, if you get just your butt done.
I know another person, I won't name, but I do know someone that told me recently, like, they went by themselves and experienced it and everything.
Yeah. And I had a great experience. I was at a hospital.
She was great.
Yeah. Now, there are some botched jobs where people go to Airbnbs and get this doctor to come, and it's very scary. Yeah, very scary. So, like I said, I tell people, do what makes you happy. Make sure to research your doctor. Make sure to talk to them a million times before you go, and just do what makes you happy, because you don't know if you have 40, 40, 40, or 40.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that 40, 40, and 40.
Yeah.
So the thing with you, and I mean, it's interesting because I can connect your decision to get surgery with absolute self-love. Also because you have experienced certain things in life, and you had already been at this place where you had these realizations like, wait a minute, 40, 40, 40.
Right.
So I'm going to do what it is that I feel like I needed to do. You had your son. I don't know if you wanted kids anymore. You probably made that decision.
Nope.
So you made that decision. You were obviously older. It's a different ball game when you're super young.
Yeah.
And you feel the pressure to go and get all of the surgery, and like the body dysmorphia is real.
The body dysmorphia is real. And when you're 20, you think you're invincible, and when I was down there, they said, when you coming back for round 2? I was like, never.
Oh,
wow. They said it's
addicting to people.
They said it's addicting. They're like, you'll be back. And I was like, no, not me. I'm good. Like, I'm straight, because I'm 40, then I'm like, no, this is what I wanted to do. I waited to make this decision. I waited till I was financially able to make this decision, because a lot of times people will drain their bank account
to try and find self-esteem. And what they're really trying to do is purchase love.
Yes.
They're trying to purchase acceptance. They're trying to purchase self-acceptance.
Yes, they are. Yeah, absolutely.
And I love what you said earlier about really to thine own self be true. Like, we have to be truthful and honest in holding ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
Why do I want this? It may not change your decision.
Right.
But really get real and honest about it. Like,
yeah. I wanted to be sexy naked to myself. And let's be clear, I was not dating at the time. I was not. I am beginning to date someone right now, but I was not dating anyone at the time. This wasn't, hey babe, go get this. This wasn't, hey babe, can I have $5,000 to get a breast lift? I didn't get a breast lift. But it wasn't an exchange like in the partnership. It was like, let me think about this. Yep, I'm going to go do this for myself, by myself. I told a couple friends, and then I realized that was a wrong decision, because not everybody's going to be supportive.
That's true.
Yeah, even though they're supportive of, me being a spoken word artist and all this, they're like, whoa, wait, you're going to do what? And I was just like, nope, I'm gone. So.
Why do you feel that is?
What do you mean?
That they were not supportive.
They were scared. You know, it was another country. Somebody had just gotten their livers kidnapped. Like 3 weeks prior in Dominican Republic, but it was a Airbnb bots job.
You see my
really,
oh my God.
Yeah, it just had happened on the news. But I wasn't going to an Airbnb with a off-site doctor. I was going to a hospital, and that hospital was across the street from their White House. I was in the capital of Santo Domingo. Okay. I was going to a hospital. It was like going to the I was going to the dentist. I was going to a hospital. You know, me going by myself, there was no way I was going to be like, well, let me get the $2,000 job. No. let me get, you know, what this hospital care is.
Well, circling back to your comment about your friends and they weren't on board, they didn't support, so to speak, because
some.
And I want to challenge not you, but just the thought of some people might say they weren't supportive, because there's some people they may say I'm supporting you because I want to tell you what I feel like the truth is. You know, it's
for sure.
It's the truth that I feel like there's danger, there's harm, I'm concerned.
There's a difference in presenting information and saying make your own decision. I'm concerned. Here are some other options. And one person did that. I appreciated that.
That's what I was going to ask. What did you feel like you received?
Yeah, one person was, hey, I found some other options. But again, this was kind of like 2-3 days before I was about to go. So I was like, I appreciate it, but you know, I'm already kind of go. But other people were like, don't do it. You know, such and such got killed over there. And I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus. And I mean, I get that can be a possibility, but it's not a probability. You know.
I'm going to ask this question because you told me you're a grandma.
I said I was a queen Sheba.
Okay, yeah, you say that. I didn't hear that. She said
she calls me Grandma Queen.
I like that, Grandma Queen.
Yeah.
That's so cute. What do you have to say? Because I recently heard something, and they were talking about a celebrity was sunbathing on her porch naked or something like that. Anyways, and they were like, why don't nobody want to be the grandmas no more, like the old school grandmas?
That's interesting. I think,
and I think they were talking about the ones with the arms, and the ones who be cooking and stuff. And I noticed
stirring up that,
and I noticed that there's like this pushback, like where are all the grandmas at?
Yeah,
where everybody's trying to be.
That's a great.
We out here.
Yeah.
No, but they're saying because all the grandmas are now getting surgery, trying to snatch and stuff like that.
That's so fun.
Real, like.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Oh yeah.
Because I think we had our children young, right? So we're not, I don't want to say holding on to our youth, but we want to enjoy the youth as long as we can. I mean, once I hit, 60 or whatever. So another thing to tie that into the body surgery was the doctor was like, at a certain age, and I'm at that certain age, your body starts to settle. So and there are places in your body, no matter how much you worked out, it was not coming off.
Wow.
Like there's a place above, I don't know if it's women only, but there's a place above our buttocks that's a triangle, right? Mm-hmm. That pocket of fat, no matter what you do, unless you get it removed, is not going anywhere. You can't do squats. You can't do, once you get it, I'm not saying you have it in your 20s, but like once your body starts to settle and gets that pocket of fat, there's nothing you can do to get rid of it. So I think because we're grandmas in our 40s, I had my son when I was 20. He had his daughter when he was 20. So because we're in our 40s as grandparents, 40s, like Jay-Z says, a new 30. Like we're out here starting businesses, starting families. So I don't think, we're maybe into our second marriage at this point. So I don't think we're like, we're not ready to settle down and be this grandma that's kind of like letting, I think when I think of grandmas, it's kind of like, somebody that's in the house, like you said, stirring the pot, the family comes over periodically on a holiday. Like, we going waterboarding. We're going to, backpack around Europe. And I think that's the type of grandmas that we are.
I will ask, do you feel like any part of society is missing those old school grandmas, especially with the way things are going, like with, I don't know, everybody. Everybody. Because everybody.
I think if you want to go into like Gen Z, Gen X, transgender, I think the whole world is changing. And so if we're allowing all these other acceptable pockets, then it's like, let the grandmas, be young and frolicking and free until they decide until they can't. Right. And this whole life right now is about, I just told you about the young lady dying. I just told you about my bike accident. So it's all about the 40, 40, 40, 40. I don't want to sit in the house and make dinner for everybody on Sunday. I'm gone. I'm at the concert.
Or
I'm
watch, because that's, I just
or
heard,
watch.
I've heard like, when I say watch the children sometimes, because I just like was in a store the other day, and the lady was so remorseful because she said, unfortunately, I have 5 kids, and I don't have, my husband and I don't have parents that want to, they're old school, she said, but that's not old school, I don't think, but she's like, they don't want to watch the grandkids, and I'm like, well, it's a prerogative.
Yeah. it's not a requirement. And I think, we thought it was, it's like, I'm going to drop them off at my mom's house. And at this point, my son's saying to me, which he doesn't, but if my son was to say, oh, I'm going to drop off the kids at your house and I'm going to go, I'm like, child, I'm about to go on vacation. Like, what are you talking?
I won't be there.
I won't be there. You know what I mean? It's just a different life right
and
now.
I wonder what happened. Like, I mean, just the shift in, culture.
Yeah.
That's what it really is.
Yeah.
It's the American culture. I wonder what took place to where women, because it's mostly women, said, nah, I'm done. I'm good.
I think women are... women run the world no matter what genre it's in. So women are the force of the workforce right now. We're making more money. We are the head of the household, right? Men are becoming our assistants or helpmates versus the other way around, right? Mm-hmm. Now we're running corporations and multi-million-dollar businesses, and our husbands are, doing whatever they do, which is great and amazing, or our partners, our wives, So I think, now women are just taking the lead in the world. And so I think it's like, nah, I'm not going to sit back and watch the world pass me by anymore. I'm going to take charge. And taking charge may mean not being at home to, receive these children the way. And since I have my children young, I'm going to go out here and live my best life.
Right. That's an excellent point that you bring up, though, with the shifting of things and with the thought processes, how things, I don't know if you would call it role reversal, but
a little bit.
Some things that have changed.
Yeah, and women aren't gung ho to get married right now. There's I'm newly dating, and of course, marriage came up, and I told her, I said, and I'm dating a woman. I'm a lesbian, and I told her, I said, there's some people along the way I wanted to marry for sure, but it's not a requirement for me anymore. Like, if we're good in our partnership, and if we decide to get there because we just can't breathe without each other, we're obsessed, then let's do it. But it's not like, all right, we're dating. We're together. We moved in. Let's give. It's not that anymore. You know what I mean? I think people want to feel a sense of freedom even within the relationship.
What does love look like for you?
Action. Love is acts of service for me. It's being intentional. I used to think that you had to say, like, I love you all day long, but if you send me lunch, or I'm sad, or if I'm happy, or if I'm celebrating something, or if something's going on, then acts of service is my number one. It's very important. It's like, you can say all the nice words all you want to, but if you don't have the action to back that up, then what are you really talking about?
I was going to ask you, and I know we want to definitely make sure we talk about your upcoming event.
Yes, absolutely.
It's beautiful, like I said, spoken word artist that you are, amazing, and we're going to try to get you to perform a little bit later. But I wanted to ask you, because when we talk about being in love with love, all things love, God being love, the foundation, which is that love, that God love, finding ourselves sometimes on that journey to love, and finding ourselves in moments of devastation where hearts have been broken, or we've all experienced it.
Especially dating when you're older.
Yeah.
You can't be innocent anymore. Like, you've had experiences, and they come up, especially when you're finding love in your 40s and 50s and 60s. Like, yeah.
And I guess I wanted to kind of have you speak on, have a commentary on what that was like for you, if you had moments of heartbreak and things like that. Where you found yourself on that journey, but you found the redemption, so to speak.
I've broken a heart. I don't believe any relationship is real until you're 18. Like, anything before 18, you're just playing around. You're just in high school. You just, whatever. So 18 and on, I've had one boyfriend, and then if this young lady and I become together, she would only be my fourth girlfriend. All my relationships are long. I'm a Leo.
Total relationship.
Yeah, total relationship. Yeah. Total female same-sex relationship she would be number 4. And my heart was broken in a relationship when I had total trust in the young woman I was dating, and I was betrayed and lied to, and in the end cheated on and gaslighted and went through this whole narcissism phase, making things appear different than they were, and just presenting me poorly to the world and telling half a story. I get on people when they start in the middle of a story, like, remember, back up, back up, because I'm not the type of person to buck, but I'll buck once you've come at me. You know what I mean? So
But did you find yourself allowing her to gaslight you, so to speak? Because
yes.
You seem
yes.
You don't seem like you would take that.
And I hear that, and I lost myself somewhere.
But when you're in love.
Yeah, I lost myself in trying to please her. And it was like grasping at straws. Nothing was good enough. Like, oh, I hate you in green. All right, I'll wear white. White doesn't look good on you. I'll wear red. Red is. It was just, oh my God, exhausting. It didn't matter what I did. It was wrong. And they talk about the love bombing period, and so there were 3 years of love bombing when we would go on trips, and she would show up with gifts and lunch. So I'm very careful with dating now. I was actually telling the young lady today that I'm starting to date. I sent her lunch today because she's going through a little turmoil period in her family. And I said, look, I'm not going to send you lunch every single day of your life. Like, just be clear. Like, I want, but you're going through something right now, and I want you to know I'm showing up and being intentional and purposeful. Will I send you lunch every day that you're going through something? Possibly, maybe, but I think that love bombing, when people get together, they trauma bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to I am in my 40s. I am not going to trauma bond with you. I'm not going to show up and try to manipulate you with my past. Like, oh, my heart was broken. No, I want to show up and be amazing. So I found myself trying to please my ex and lost myself.
Big trap.
Yeah.
In relationship.
Yes.
Trying to please.
And then when you can't, you lose yourself and lose your why. And then I just had to backpedal and really just pull myself out of that quicksand and go to therapy.
Your level of accountability to yourself.
I stopped lying to myself. I stopped lying to myself about why I was in that relationship, and knowing that I should have been out of it, probably years before that, and just feeling ashamed. Feeling ashamed.
Well, I was going to ask you, how did you deal with that part of it?
Yeah, therapy. Yeah, therapy, and saying, hey, all right, you made these mistakes. You know what they were, being accountable to yourself, and just don't do them going forward. Don't lose yourself going forward. In this new relationship that I'm pursuing, I've made some boundaries and stuck with them. And I'm like, okay, look at me making boundaries. Okay.
Boundaries.
Yes. Nice. And you get scared. You're like, oh, I'm about to make a boundary. Are they gonna bail? But if they're healthy and they're in the right place to be with you and have a relationship, they're not gonna bail.
Right.
And what I would say, I'm gonna applaud you again. That's the power of self-love to me.
Yeah.
Even if you do go, I love myself to set this boundary enough.
I love myself enough.
I'm gonna stay for me. I'm fighting for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So what is a major piece of advice that you share with your followers or anyone behind you, pretty much, that they don't even have to be where you are coming from, but a nugget that they can take with them for dealing with the world and dealing with maybe learning things about self-rejection?
Not everybody's gonna like what you do, what you have, what you are. And I know we've talked about this a lot, but it's a purposeful practice every day to say to yourself, walking into any situation, you are enough. Even if you don't think that you've done the steps to, quote unquote, deserve to be in the room that you're in, God put you there. God put you there. God put you there, so you deserve to be there. Do not doubt that. I was in a room this past weekend that I have never experienced before with an executive that's gonna help me with my career, and I was tripping. I was like, but I was like, no, whatever happened in my life, God was like, these are the steps to get you here. Right. You are ready. I would not put you here if you were not ready. And even if your I don't know, your surface level conscious tells you, say, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. God put you here. You do not have control of anything. Make skeleton plans. Sure, make plans, but you have plans and God has plans. Absolutely. So
what is the word? Man plans, but
God establishes, I think, your plans. You can plan, but he will establish what it really is, basically.
Right. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I love, and I tell people this because I have a counseling background as well. Like when you're dealing with people that may be narcissists, it could be your, to be honest, it could be your father, it could be people that are really in your life, right? Yeah. The people that are closest to you. You can set boundaries by setting yourself as a broken record. Like if you can't come today, you can't come today. And if people are manipulating you, because I've experienced people have said, they said they're going to kill themselves or whatever. I mean, that's real. People will try to manipulate you and you care about them. You don't want people hurt themselves.
Right.
But as much as you care about them, God loves them more.
Yeah.
And if you really are going to hurt yourself, I'm going to pray or I'm going to go call someone.
Right.
You can call 911.
Right.
But don't, and set it as a broken record. So I like what you're saying because I hear you saying set the broken record. Keep telling yourself, I am good enough. I'm worthy of being in this room.
That's right.
Right? If I don't know it today, I'm going to find out and get tools so that I can know it tomorrow.
Absolutely. Right? And take 10 minutes of meditation or prayer or whatever it means to you to set that for yourself in the morning. So many times we wake up, roll over, get on our phone. If it's to check social media, check our bank account, check our calendar, what do we have to do? But roll over, read a word, whatever your word is, whatever your self-motivation book is, the Bible, the Quran, read a book that you're interested in, and just take 10 minutes after you wake up, and just 10 minutes. Yeah. That 10 minutes will go by like that. Reset. And then you can reset, balance yourself for the day, and move forward. And forgive yourself for some things. Yeah.
Forgiveness is powerful.
Forgiveness is powerful. I have a friend right now who I do not know what I did, but she's not talking to me at all. Like, won't answer my calls, just nothing. And I, reached out a couple times, but that's it. You got to draw the line, forgive yourself, and move on. And just say, hey,
especially if you care enough to try to see, hey, let's make amends. If you did something, and if hey, you've done your part.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And if somebody doesn't communicate with you, then that's unfortunately childish on that. I mean, ghosting is ridiculous at this
some
age.
People, now I want to say this, and I know this is a whole nother topic, but some people might say, like, if it's when it comes to your protecting yourself, you know what I mean? Do it. And I've heard whole conversations.
Yeah, not on a 20-year friendship. Not like if you just met somebody and they're annoying you, maybe I can get that. But a 20-year friendship, even if the conversation is, this is why I'm not messing with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm still not going to, but now you know.
Yeah.
And
you know what I mean?
People are so full of it because they'll be quick to say, oh yeah, ghost that person, but when it's done to them.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a whole different situation. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
People are full of it.
Yeah.
So, Queen Sheba, we thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my goodness, this was such a wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
You are such a light. I know that your followers are so blessed to have found you because you are dropping some major nuggets and major wisdom.
Yeah.
And we want to hear a piece if you
Sure. Yeah, I would love to.
Well, and you can do after or before. However, you got this amazing event coming up.
Oh, yes.
You've been hosting for how long?
8 years.
Okay.
So 8 years. So Poetry versus Hip Hop is a production company and a stage play. So Poetry versus Hip Hop also houses some other, I don't want to say smaller, but other events. And then Poetry versus Hip Hop Live is our signature event. That's the way I can put it that way. So Poetry versus Hip Hop Live in Atlanta is about once a quarter. So our home right now is City Winery in Atlanta. However, the Southwest Art Center snuck in. She's so funny. Her name is Lonnie. Shout out to Lonnie. She is the program director at the Southwest Art Center, and they are very adamant about being called South Fulton, even though their address is Atlanta, but they're South Fulton. So she snuck into Poetry vs. Hip Hop in February and loved it. And I'm insane on stage, right? Like, I'm just hilarious. And so she was like, hey, we have this grant, and we'd love to bring you and a youth summit to the Southwest Art Center this July. And so No, we do start this Monday. So whenever this airs, so this Monday, July 24th through the 28th, we're doing a youth summit and teaching them how to write poetry, how to write hip hop, how to edit, and how to record. So in 5 days. And then on Friday night, there's a free open to the public performance by them and anybody else that wants to come, and then they can win part of $600 in cash and prizes. Nice. And then on Saturday is the adult show on July 29th. That's Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday. And so we are featuring Algebra, who is a Grammy award-winning R&B singer. And
she's been around for
a minute, yes. Algebra is amazing. She's a good friend of mine. And because of this grant, we were able to afford her. And yeah, it's such a blessing. And then we also have Josh Waters, who's opening for Algebra. And then B Tuck is a comedian who was just on 85 South on one of their episodes. So, and then we have the poetry verse. That's actually first. So you get a whole concert in the first hour. And then after that, we get the friendly battle of poets and MCs. So this is not like a rap battle. They're not like talking about your mama. They're like doing their best poem, and then the MC does their best song, and then the audience chooses the winner, and the winning team gets $1,500, $2,000, and I think the losing team gets $500, something like that, something to that effect.
I do remember seeing people share your flyer, come to think of it, like a couple of years ago, and one of my Facebook friends that I used to, is a phenomenal poet, a dichotomy.
Oh yes,
he was a
performer. He's been part of Poetry vs. Hip Hop before. Yeah, we've been around 8 years. We've had the Hamiltons. We've had just so many amazing people. Philippia, Erica, what's her name? Eva Kennedy. We've had Mia Laquan. We've traveled to over 20 cities. We've been in New York and New Jersey. We've been in Dallas several times. We've been in LA twice. We've been in Miami 3 times. And we were invited pre-COVID to South Africa and to Toronto. And right now we're working out being able to go to Jamaica. So,
nice.
Yeah. And I've never been to Jamaica. Of all the places I've been to in the world, I've never been to Jamaica. So, yeah, very excited to go there.